Hi, you guys. So, today I want to talk about helping others, balancing helping others, and self preservation. And I have my fan blasting, so I'm speaking close to the mic today. Now, the reason why I'm talking about this is because the message has gone around for almost like centuries. Is to always put others before yourself. Now that is something I've done my whole life too, and I'm learning not to do that now. But see, constantly putting others before yourself defies the law of self-preservation, okay? And so even though a lot of people do say put others before yourself all the time, you can tell who's really doing that by their lives. Now let's look at groups as a whole, okay? The love and light teaching, and I'm not against love and light teaching, but like I said, I think there needs to be a balance. And so I have learned from somebody who also who is a shadow side teacher. And so you learn to balance the love and light, but you learn to balance it with the shadow side, because if you're too love and light, it's nothing wrong with being, having love. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. But learning how to balance, because one thing about love and light, and that is something that's been heavy in religion too. So it's not just something new dealing with, metaphysics and new age. It is something that has been also throughout religion. And the thing about love and light, what I have noticed, and it was under a different name in religion, but still the same thing, is that you tend to ignore your shadow side, which means the part of you that's a little darker, that part of you that might have negative emotions, might have negative thought forms, and may suffer from depression, may suffer from bipolar, or may suffer from manic depressive disorder. Okay, and so and this is something that I've seen, I have observed other people do, is when they're completely light and love, then they think these other negative aspects of themselves they think they shouldn't have these problems, because they don't understand that there is duality. There's light and there's dark. There's always duality. And just to interject there, those white and black cows, I heard they're like GMOs, like they're not real. But anyway, I just want to get off that, because they represent duality. That is the current paradigm that we're in. We're in the paradigm of duality, good and bad, light and dark. Okay, we're still in the paradigm, okay, of light and dark. Okay, and so when you're just light all the time, there is no balance. Okay, so I'm not criticizing people who are love and light, but when you're constantly light and don't recognize the dark, then there is no balance, and you have a problem. Okay, but I want to get back to self-preservation versus not verses. I don't mean to say verses. Helping others and balancing it with self-preservation, okay? Because I'm hearing a lot, and I've even had people tell this to me, I'm hearing a lot of the advice of give to others more than you give to yourself. Give to others first before you do anything for yourself. I have been hearing that message given to the masses a lot, okay? And the problem with that is that some people don't understand the balance of self-preservation. And so in my case, and other people have been through this before, because I've read the comments under my videos, in my case, I'll use myself as an example. I did not have that balance of self-preservation, okay? I defied the laws of self-preservation because I never heard of it. Growing up, I never heard of it, okay? And so I would constantly give to other people and do for other people. But when it comes to something I need, I wouldn't get anything at all. I would never get anything in return. And there's another thing. You're being told to give without expectation. But if you constantly give without getting expectation, then there is no exchange of energy. That is like working 60 hours a week and not getting a paycheck. Okay? Would you like that? Would you like to work 60 hours a week and not getting a paycheck? Because in essence, in my experience, that is what I did. I basically, when I constantly poured into everybody else's life, including my family the most, and when I say my family, not financially, because I do believe financially I was well off growing up, but emotionally it was pretty bad, you know. But I would say constantly giving to other people, like giving to people like my people I call my friends in high school and college, and you know, constantly giving to other people, but not really thinking of myself as worthy as I thought they were. Okay, that is okay. So I want to, excuse me, I just want to talk about how that affects how you manifest how you manifest things in your life. Okay. Because I hear people, excuse me for getting off, I just want to get on this real quick before I forget. Because people ask, how can they manifest? And I think what people don't understand is that they manifest. They don't manifest the things that they say they want out their mouth. Because you can say you want out your mouth a lot of money. And let me tell you something, a lot of money is not evil. It's the evil is not in the money. The evil is in you not knowing how to manage, or are you willing to sacrifice somebody else, or are you willing to, you know, do something else? That's where the evil comes from. The evil is not in having a lot of money. If you're a well-balanced person and you're very good at money management, then there's no evil in having $1 billion. The evil comes in when you are not a well-balanced person and you get all of this money. That's where the evil comes in, because the problem is you yourself and not the money. But I want to get off. Now I want to talk about manifesting, and then I want to get back on, because the title of the video is Balancing Self-Preservation and Helping Others. Okay, that's the title. But I want to talk about this manifesting real quick, because people keep asking, how do they manifest? And the thing is that people don't realize is that they manifest every single minute, every single second of their lives. They manifest all the time because they have stuff stored in their subconscious, and the stuff that's stored in your subconscious comes from everything from infancy, childhood, and you know, adolescent and adulthood. Okay, that's everything stored. This is stored in your subconscious. And so while in your conscious mind you say, oh, I want to be loved, I want to get married, I want a nice family, I want to have money, I want to have a nice house, I want to have a nice car, and I want to just, you know, have this abundant life. You're saying that out your mouth, and it's in your conscious mind. But your conscious mind is not what's really manifesting. What is really manifesting in your outward world, or what is perceived to be your outward world, you know, what is manifesting is what is stored in your subconscious mind, okay? And those are things that have been cognized in your subconscious mind since childhood. So let's say if you have been a person who might have been traumatized as a child, and then, you know, you have this syndrome where you feel like you don't deserve the good things out of life, okay? And so you give to other people, and you do for other people, but you never know that you're worthy yourself, and so you never do anything for yourself because you don't understand you're worthy. And somebody asked the question, like, how can they're a healer, and they're able to heal others, but they can't manifest for themselves. Well, once again, she is manifesting, but she's not manifesting the things that she says that she wants out of her mouth, because that's her conscious mind, and your conscious mind don't really manifest much at all. Your subconscious mind is what's manifesting your world, okay? But And that's what people are not really being taught. But so if you grow up through childhood believing that you're supposed to always help everybody else, you keep blessing other people and bless other people and bless other people and give money to other people and do all this for other people, but you're never taught to do for yourself. Because that is what a lot of people have been taught. That is what the masses have been taught, to always do for others before you do for yourself, okay? But what that does is that puts you in a sacrificial seat. That puts you in the sacrifice seat. That puts you second. And so, you know how people say, well, how can you heal others when you can't, when your life is not abundant? How can you heal others? Here's what I believe you can, because I have helped others immensely and not helped myself. How many of you can say that you have definitely helped others and your life has not been abundant? But you can definitely say that you've helped others to get everything they want. How many of you can say that? So it's very possible to say, to not have the life you want and be able to help other people. It's very possible, because you believe by constantly putting other people first. This is what your subconscious mind has stored, that everybody else is worthy of getting everything they want, but you are not worthy. So you can definitely help somebody else manifest the things that they say they want, because you believe in them more than you believe in yourself. And so you put in more energy into what they want. And so yes, they absolutely can manifest, but it's not enough energy put into yourself if you're never putting yourself first. You're always putting yourself last, and you cannot manifest those type of things that you say you want in your own life, because there's not enough attention, there's not enough energy put into doing for yourself. It's always put into doing for others. So you most definitely can probably heal somebody else and not heal yourself. You probably can manifest an abundant life for somebody else without yourself, because your energy is on them. This is a perfect example of how most black women have done this for other people. Can we say that's not true? Okay. Now, some people who talk about love and light all the time, and I'm talking about a group, a collective group of, say, white people, because they talk about it a lot. And I don't mean this in a negative way when I bring up white people, but a lot of white people talk about love and light a lot. But they seem to have this innate, they innately know self-preservation for some reason, because if white people constantly put somebody else, and I'm talking about the collective of white people, because you might have one white person here or there that might have always put somebody else before themselves. But you know, when you meet a person like that, and I have, look at where they are. It's not great. It's not great, you know. So, but I'm talking about as far as the collective. I'm talking about as far as most of them. They would not be in a position that they are in if they were constantly putting somebody else before themselves. Okay, somebody else would be above them. Okay, so that's what I'm saying. That other people teach about light and love, but see, they innately understand self-preservation, and the same thing with animals. But that is in the same thing with black men too. Even though they, you know, they seem very unhealthy and very violent towards each other, but at the same time, they understand to still put themselves first. It's just that maybe, you know, a lot of them might be very negative, but at the same time, they understand that they need to come first. And that's why with this Black Lives Matter movement, they always made sure they came first, and the black woman was never anywhere to be found when she got shot or beat down by the police. The black woman was not in this movement, but they would doggone march for this male because he understood that he needed to be first. Okay, even with the black feminism, they put this male first before themselves. Okay, so even though they are considered to be low as a collective, they still understand self-preservation, because they make sure black women put them before they make sure black women put them first. Okay, but anyway, so yes, I wanted to just talk about briefly helping others, balancing helping others and self-preservation, because it seems like it is something that people don't really understand, because you're constantly taught to put other people before yourself. And when you try to explain that, man, I need to, and as a matter of fact, I looked at the video and I think a young lady was triggered, because her comment is almost like she was triggered. This was like a year and a half ago, and this lady was talking about service to others and service to self. And she was talking about, if you're just about service to self and not service to others, and that's bad karma or something like that. I can't remember how she said it. But she was talking about how, it's supposed to be service to others. And I think it hit a nerve in this one black woman, because she commented under this video, and it hit a nerve. Because she has been at the bottom for all her life, because she's always believed in service to others, but she never understood service to herself. And so therefore she has never had the kind of life that she really wants. Okay, because she was always taught service to others, but she was never taught service to self. And so she never had the life she wanted, and it just really struck a nerve. I read her comment. Because, and I know exactly where she's coming from. You literally, when you're constantly doing for others, you literally need to get somewhere and be by yourself and not even have friends, unless it's friends that understand, that they need to see you as worthy too. Because because when you give so much to somebody else and don't really understand that you need to serve yourself, then you have already told yourself that you are unworthy without knowing that you told yourself that you were unworthy. You have told yourself that other people are more worthy and deserving of a good life, but you have told yourself, not on purpose, but you have told yourself that you are unworthy of an abundant life. Okay, and so it takes time to get that self-worth. It's because when you spend your life constantly giving to others, it takes time to get that self-worth. And people like that, and this is what I've had to do, and this is what this lady who left that long comment under this lady's video is what she had to do. She had to get by herself. You have to get by yourself, because it's not as easy as somebody saying, well, you need to get some self-esteem about yourself, which it does need to happen, but it's a process. Because if you spent about 20 to 30 years of your life constantly giving to others and not understanding that you are deserving too, then it does not come overnight, because you have stored in your subconscious for 30 years that you are unworthy and everybody else is deserving. And when you do it that long, that becomes a thought form. That becomes your reality. And in order to change your reality, you got to spend some time alone and spend some time to yourself. So, it doesn't come overnight like that. And so that's what that lady was talking about. Like, I had to spend, and I know where she's coming from because I did it myself. She's like, I had to spend a long time doing for myself. I had to stop doing for others so much and spend like a year being to myself and doing for myself. Because I was always giving to other people. I feel like that is what a lot of black women need to do. And I'm not talking about these evil, black women that want to call themselves, want to call themselves, because I'm coming to learn that a lot of these black women that say they love black men don't really love black men. They are thinking that, like somebody else said in my comment section, is something I already knew. A lot of them are wanting this male to redeem them, or they are afraid of their own power. So it's more selfish on certain black women's part, more than them loving the black man so much. But you do have some that's like that Big Mama from Soul Food type. Big Mama is a perfect example of service to others, but never service to yourself. She ended up diabetes, not taking her medication, in the hospital, had a blood clot, and you know what happened with that, and she died. Okay, that is a negative consequence of constantly doing for others and not doing for yourself. And we can say that she has definitely helped everybody else to manifest an abundant life, but not herself. Can we say that? So yeah. So to end this with the title, let me know what you think. Balancing self-preservation and helping others. And I hope this is not too long. But anyway, I'll talk to you soon.